In this video, we're going to learn how to find the sum of the first n natural numbers using Python. So the natural numbers are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. The first two natural numbers are 1 and 2. So the sum of the first two natural numbers would be 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. The first three natural numbers are 1, 2, and 3. So the sum of these numbers would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. The first four natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the sum of these numbers would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 10. So now that we understand the problem better, let's write a Python program to solve it. The first thing we'll do is prompt the user to enter in the number n. We'll have input, enter n. So here we're passing the input function, the string enter n colon space, as an argument. The user is going to be prompted with this text. The input function will allow the user to enter in a string, and the function is going to return that string. We want to convert that string to an int value so we can use it as a number. So we'll have here int, open bracket, and close bracket, and we're going to pass the string that's returned from input to the int function as an argument. The int function is going to take that string and convert it into an int value. We'll take that int value and store it into the variable n. Next, let's make sure that n is a valid number. We can't take the sum of the first -1 natural numbers. That's not going to make any sense. It's only going to make sense if n is greater than or equal to 1. So we'll have an if statement here, and if n is greater than or equal to 1, then we can work with this number. Otherwise, if it's not, we'll output an error message. We'll output n must be greater than or equal to 1. So if n is not greater than or equal to 1, the code in this else case is going to run, and we'll output this error message. If n is greater than or equal to 1, the code in this if block here is going to execute, and we can find the first n natural numbers. Next, we'll create a variable called sum to keep track of the sum of the natural numbers. We'll assign 0 to sum. The natural numbers start off with the number 1, so we'll create a variable called number and assign 1 to it. And number is going to keep track of the current natural number. Next, we'll create a loop that will stop when the natural number that we're currently looking at exceeds n. So long as number is less than or equal to n, we're going to keep the loop going. And what we're going to do is add the number that we're currently looking at to the sum. So we'll have sum is equal to sum plus number. Now in the next loop iteration, we want to look at the next natural number. So we'll have number is equal to number plus 1. And this will give us the next natural number. So that way, the next time the loop body executes, we're adding the next natural number to the sum. Now eventually, the number is going to exceed n. At that point, we can stop. And we can then output the sum. So next we'll have print sum colon, and then we'll output the sum. So we can save our program and test it out. Over here, we'll enter in 3, and we get a sum of 6, which is correct. We could try it again, and this time enter in 4, and we get a sum of 10, which is also correct. We could also try to enter an invalid number for n. So for example, if we entered in -1, we do get our error message here that n must be greater than or equal to 1. And so our program is working correctly. The really critical part that makes our program work is that we're always adding the next natural number to the sum. We could add a print function call to our while loop in order to analyze what's happening. So for example, we could have here print number to output the natural number that's added to the sum with each loop iteration. If we save this and run our program again, and this time enter in 4, we can more clearly see that our loop is adding together the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 to give us a sum of 10. So this is how we can find the sum of the first n natural numbers using Python. Check out portfoliocourses.com, where we'll help you build a portfolio that will impress employers.